This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We are here with Amy, who is the founder and owner of Madison Taylor Marketing. Let me ask you, Amy, for 2 years here, you've been providing small businesses a great way to gain exposure for their customers. What is marketing exactly for our viewers out there?
Marketing is really everything that goes into what a consumer hears, sees, experiences from your company. That can range from what they see online about you, what they hear from you on the radio, in television, what they experience from you in your store. So marketing kind of runs from everything that a consumer really experiences.
So we were talking about more than just advertising here. What is the difference between advertising and marketing? What is the biggest difference there?
A lot of people actually think that advertising and marketing are one and the same, or they confuse the two of them. Advertising is basically a part of marketing. It's usually the most expensive part of your marketing budget because it involves placing an ad and running the advertising on a radio station, a television station, on the web even. But marketing really encapsulates everything your consumer experiences. So that could even include customer service or sales.
Gee whiz, so we're talking about a full gamut of different ways that people can use marketing. Really, what is the key to marketing with your company?
Marketing, there really is no silver bullet. There's no mystical unicorn, even though we all kind of try to get there. For Madison Taylor Marketing, at least, and for the majority of marketers out there, the key to marketing is understanding who your customer is. If you don't know exactly who they are, what they do, who their friends are, what their goals are, what their achievements are, your marketing is going to fail. The first step is to really sit down and define who your consumer is going to be. So name them. It could be Bob and Sue, and they live in Highlands Ranch, and they own a dog, and they have 2 kids. Their daughter's in elementary school, and their son's on the soccer team. They have a dog named Charlie. You want to get really specific with who these people are and what they do, because once you know who you're trying to reach, you know how to reach them, and then you know how to communicate with them. And so then your marketing is going to succeed.
So we're talking about a very personal approach your company takes when it basically puts together a strategy or a success plan for a business.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Now, let me ask you, obviously, you're out and about, you're analyzing businesses, you're talking about the inside, the outside, the exterior, the colors, advertising, the whole 9 yards. What is the right marketing for people?
Well, the right type of marketing really kind of depends on the business and what your goals are, what your budgets are, and where you want the company to go in the next 5 years. For some companies, that means that online marketing is really, really important, and we'll focus on certain aspects of web marketing to really get the biggest bang for their buck. For other companies, it's print advertising. We have one client who 90% of their business comes from their annual catalog. The key is to find first who you want to talk to and how to talk to them, and then the next is really testing. Sometimes a direct mail piece will pull a lot better than another direct mail piece. So you really want to test everything, track everything, and then fine-tune along the way.
So we were talking about every business is different, be it a brick and mortar building like the ones that have behind us here, or basically a web-based business that needs a different type. So it goes back to that key that you said, know your customer. Speaking of the customer out there, you don't hear too much about referrals. And how do businesses ask for referrals anymore?
Well, asking for referrals can sometimes be a little bit uncomfortable. One of the easiest things you can do is, instead of just handing a person one business card, hand them a few. It makes it easier for them to share. Another great way to do it is by having events and encouraging your current clients or current customers to bring along a friend. It makes it a really, really comfortable exchange, a greeting, as opposed to, hey, give me a list of everyone you know. Another great way to do it is through social media. Social media is huge for just getting the word out there about your company, for making it viral, basically. If you post something to Facebook, to Twitter, and someone shares that, then all of a sudden all their friends know about you and your services or your product.
Absolutely. So we're talking about word of mouth, as everyone knows, is the core of business, and referrals is what really makes it happen there. So I think that's important. And really, quite honestly, word of mouth is, because of the internet, it's so powerful now. How important is search engine optimization, websites, social media? How important is that to businesses today?
Website marketing is huge. From the most recent stats that I heard from the American Marketing Association, for every $1 that you spend, you get $3 back. So your return on an investment is huge compared to any other types of marketing out there right now. The internet is just going to continue to grow. Facebook is huge right now, same with Twitter, LinkedIn, any other social media outlets. YouTube is now the second largest search engine out there next to Google. So it's just going to continue to grow, and you need to make sure that your web presence is really strong. If you think of the internet as an online community, your website's kind of your storefront. And so you really need to make sure that it's prepared to be your storefront. If you're an e-commerce site, that means that you need to get people there, but you also need to encourage them to buy. If your conversion rate from your traffic is not at least 5% of the people who are coming there, So that means that for every 100 people that show up, you need to be getting 5 sales or 5 leads if you're a service-based company. It also just needs to perfectly reflect who you are as a company. Your website is just as important as you getting up and putting on a suit for an interview. First impressions are everything, and your website needs to be that first impression. It's also just a really comfortable way for you to have consistent contact with all of your customers and for prospects. It's non-invasive, and again, it's going to make your company viral. As you start posting things to Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, you are not only going to start having people share your information, your product, your services. Google loves to see social media and people liking you and people following you because they see that as a vote in the right direction, that you are the expert in the industry, and that's where they're going to point you to. If you have your website and your social media down and you have the fundamentals built, that's really half the battle. From there, it's really important for you to consistently update your website with keyword-rich content. Sites that blog see a 60% increase in their traffic to their sites, which is huge. They're getting that because they're constantly updating their content with fresh, keyword-rich material. And so it's telling Google, this is the place that we want to link. This is the place that we want to list.
Just like in the real world, activity creates more activity. Exactly. And so wonderful. Speaking of websites, folks, her website is on the bottom of the screen right there, and so you can actually contact her that way and get in the loop and see exactly everything that she offers there. With so much electronic media out there, where does that leave print? I mean, what is print anymore? Is it going to be dead in the future? What do you think?
I don't think print will ever be dead. The key is knowing if print is right for your company and how to effectively use it. Direct mail, catalogs, all of that is still very much alive. You just have to use it effectively.
Wonderful. All right, Amy, so let me ask you, I'm putting this all together because quite honestly, in the past 20 years, this industry has gotten quite complex because of so many different advances out there and ways to market your company. What I see it as marketing is a way to get customers into your company, but at the same time, what it's doing for me, a business owner, is saving me time. Because quite honestly, I don't have that time to go out and do what you do. So tell me, how does your company help me in all these ways?
Well, at Madison Taylor Marketing, we like to think of ourselves more than marketing. We like to think of ourselves as business cultivators. So what that means is we go into your company and find what's right for you. We find out what your goals are, what you want to happen with your marketing, with your business, really. And so we'll go through and we'll analyze exactly what you're doing now, what you could be improving on, and some different new techniques that you could also be utilizing in order to make yourself succeed. If your marketing isn't succeeding, if it's not getting you new business, then it's not doing what it's supposed to. Marketing is all about getting you more business, increasing your bottom line, and that's our goal with Madison Taylor Marketing, is increasing your bottom line.
Let's talk about a small business out there who's been doing their marketing themselves. They know the next step is basically bringing on someone like yourself. What is the first step? What do they need to do?
Madison Taylor Marketing specializes in small to medium-sized businesses, and that can include startup businesses as well. The first step is just to have a conversation. There's no pressure, and we'll basically just have a conversation with you and find out what your goals are and what you have been doing, and give you some ideas. And if you decide to move forward with working with us or another marketing firm, then that's wonderful. It all just starts with that initial conversation because there's no right fit for everyone. It's very personalized in terms of marketing.
There you have it, folks, a very personalized approach with the founder here of the company. And for the past couple of years, I've been providing a way for you, the business owner out there, to provide that impression to your customers and make sure it's the right impression, make sure it's the right marketing. As she said, the business cultivators is what they're basically doing, teaching you ways where you can get to know your customer, get to know them, and that's what brings them back through the doors. They feel the loyalty kicks in right from there. Their website, her contact information is at the bottom of the screen. You can contact her because she said that's where it basically begins. So this is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.